Hello everybody, my name is Sophie and welcome to another reading vlog. The book hater members have spoken. My next read will be Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. Now, by the way, I can't see which member voted for which option. I can just see how many people voted, and by that I know that only 5 members voted out of 7, and at some point it was 6 members. And then they retracted their vote, which is fine, but they didn't vote for anything else. And so Immortal Longings was winning with 3 votes, and then they retracted their vote, and so it's 2 votes for Immortal Longings and 2 votes for Icebreaker, which means it's a tie. And since I did see that Immortal Longings was winning, I'm gonna read that first. And then after Immortal Longings, I'm just gonna announce it now, I'm gonna read Icebreaker after. And there's a good reason for that. My dumbass. You know, I was just being a little cocky and I was like, okay, I'm very sure that Icebreaker will win this. They want me to read Icebreaker, people have been telling me to read it. Who the fuck cares about Immortal Longings? I didn't even know that book came out. I didn't even know she published a new series. And so I already bought Icebreaker and started reading it, I have to confess. But I only read the first 2 chapters, so it's fine. It's fine. What isn't fine though is that, you know, Icebreaker was €5. Steal on Kindle. Immortal Longings is 12. That hurts the pocket. I was actually debating getting it physically because it's around the same price, but then I said no. I don't need another book that I hate on my bookshelf. Before I talk more in that clip, because I tried to trick you guys. I tried to trick you. I didn't do an intro at the time, and so I'm just putting on the same shirt. Put my hair back. Oh, I have it up in the clip though. Whatever, maybe you didn't notice, but now I'm mentioning it. I'm filming this later than that clip. Of course, I want to give a shout out to all of my members! My members that decide on my reads. They voted for Immortal Longings, as I mentioned before, and they also get to vote on my other reads. I do have a set timeline for the next 3 books that I'm reading, but after that, again, my members get to vote. Of course. You also get early access to all of my videos as a member, and you get a shout out. And a kiss from me. Also, a little reminder, it's really exciting because we're actually at 9 members. This many members! We've gotten a few new ones, and I just want to announce again, if I get to 10 members, I'm going to make a exclusive video public for my members only. That is my Ruby Red movie commentary that I did 3 years ago. I had to put that on private because I had some copyright issues and also because I can't monetize that. So my members will exclusively get this video. If we get 10, 1 more, 1 person, please! But a reminder again, if you are from Germany, Austria, or Switzerland, you will not be able to view this video even if you become a member because the video is restricted in those countries because of copyright. Love German copyright laws. My members are Haley B, Ashley Ranger B, Mrs. Preminger, Trinity ELW, Clara S, and then my newest members. We have 3 very new members. I'm so excited. Kushi Mita, Deja, and Book Banshee. And Book Banshee, I just have to say, your profile picture, I don't know what that is. It scared me. When I saw it for the first time, I got scared. Those are all my members. We're 9 members in total now. I'm so excited. And I feel a little bad because, as I said, I planned out my next reads. At the time of filming this, I don't know if I mentioned it actually. It's been a few days, guys. Sorry. I've already started reading Icebreaker. I do talk about that, and the next read after Icebreaker will be the Fourth Wing review, sequel review, and the Light Lark sequel review. But if you want to see those videos a day early, I will announce them so you know when they're coming. But if you want to see them a day early, you can consider becoming a member if you want to vote on my next reads, and if you just want to support me. So we're gonna start reading Immortal Longings. I haven't bought it yet. I have to get it on my Kindle. I also just prefer reading on the Kindle now. It's so much easier when I'm moving around. I can just throw it in my fucking pocket and call it a day, you know? Can read everywhere I go. But I can also do it with a physical book, but then people will know what I'm reading and I'll be embarrassed. I have no idea. Actually, I do. I have an idea what Immortal Longings is about because I saw the blurb for it, and what it said was it's a retelling of a Shakespearean play of Cleopatra and Anthony. Now, that being said, I don't know who the fuck Anthony is. Who the fuck is that? Historically, I do, but I've never read that play. I have no idea what that's about, so if we look at it that way, I don't know what the book is about because I can't really do anything with that information. I'm not really excited for it. I posted an update on my Goodreads at Honestly Sophie. You know what it is. Where I put it as currently reading, and then my update was, I mean this with war and hate when I say I'd rather be reading Icebreaker. Because I already got that book. I was prepared, mentally prepared to read Icebreaker. Now I have to read a fucking fantasy. I'm curious to see though, because as I said, the only reason I know about this book is because someone commented it. I think their name was Sadie, and I didn't even know that it was a thing, that it came out. And that's to say something, because I feel like Chloe Gong has, with These Violent Delights, kind of established herself a little bit in the YA community. And then she published the Foul Lady Fortune books. Don't know if it's a trilogy, if it's a duology. Just know that the covers are fugly. No idea what that is about either. It's probably another fucking Shakespeare retelling, just like These Violent Delights with Romeo and Juliet. Maybe come up with your own shit. That was really mean, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm so hateful. But I don't really go in expecting to like it. Please don't love. If the general consensus is already... Or consensus? How do you say that in English? Consensus? Consens? Whatever, you know what I mean. People are already not liking it. Other people that usually love Chloe Gong, allegedly. And then I come along and I hated These Violent Delights, and I'm very much in the minority with that. I do have a review on These Violent Delights. I remember uploading it on the 31st of December, right before New Year's. Because I was like, I have to get one last video out this year. And I hated it and I was really sad about it. But I did have my nails done in that video and I really miss getting my nails done, so please watch the ads. Also, my car just broke down, so... I want to see who recommended Immortal Longings to me, just so I can give them a shout out. And I'm really surprised that my members wanted me to read it then. I'm really surprised, because why did no one speak up before? This book has been out since like July. Why didn't you guys tell me about it? Why didn't you say, Sophie, go read this? Why? You know I listen. Sadie A 2707 had told me that I was supposed to read this, and they said that there was some body jumping, which I don't really know what that means, so... Body jumping? My response was, oh my god, that sounds terrible. I need to read it. Beverage of choice is Brennnesseltee. Let's look that up.
Nettle.
Nettle tea. Nettle? It's supposed to clean you from the inside and wässern. Drain. Oh my god. Sometimes, you know, it's just the simplest words and you're just sitting there like a fucking dumbass. You're like, what the fuck is draining in? It's supposed to drain you from the inside and get all of the water out, and it's supposed to be good for your cooch. So my dumbass that believes anything that she sees on TikTok is drinking this. But that being said, I came home to my mom and she was like, what kind of tea did you buy? We have enough fucking tea, bitch. And I said, well, I got nettle tea because it's draining. And no, I didn't say it's draining. She said that. She goes, oh, because it's draining? And I said, how do you know that? Did you see it on TikTok too? And she said, no, I've known this for years. This has been old news. When I was little, the only time I ever drank tea was when I was sick, because it was supposed to get you healthy quicker. And I never drank tea just out of, you know, pure enjoyment. And so when I grew up and I found out tea is good for you, and ironically also if you're not sick, and I started drinking tea, I usually couldn't take more than 2 sips because it just would remind me of laying in bed sick. So I've come a long way. I love green tea now. Drink it every day. But we're adding nettle to the mix. But this is not very yummy. Immortal Longings has 3.5 stars on Goodreads. That's very bad. Someone gave it 2 stars and said I DNF'd at 36%. Girl, why did you give it 2 stars then? You didn't even finish it. Give it 1 star, you know? Be brave.
I just finished the arc of Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong, and if you weren't counting down the days till this book gets released, you should be. You need to read this book. It's an adult fantasy.
Again, Anthony and Cleopatra. Who the fuck is Anthony? I know who Anthony is, guys. I know him. But you want to know what his name is in German? Antonius. That sounds strong. Antonius. It's a very strong name. Masculine. Anthony? That's the dude from Smosh. Chloe Gong is 24. Shout out, girl. Putting your age in your fucking thing? I love it. I don't have to do research. She's only 2 years older than me. That makes me feel really bad about myself. I'm in my room, living at my parents' house, hating. She's a best-selling author. Well, does she drink her nettle tea? I don't think so. Did you know it's draining? Okay, everybody, I started reading the book. My Japanese class starts in 10 minutes. I'm obviously at home. Obviously. My car is just having some issues and I don't want to go on long drives with it, so I texted my sensei. I do have her number, her phone number, and asked her if it was okay for me to join in digitally today, because I just can't make it to uni and I don't want to miss it. I also need an attendance of like 75% to even be able to pass the class, so I kind of need to be in attendance. So I will reiterate, it starts in 10 minutes and she hasn't texted me back. I want to film my podcast episode later, and yet again, guys, I'm so sorry, it's hair wash day. I keep filming whenever I have to wash my hair. So let's hide it behind a headband. Oops. I look like Megamind. So I started reading the book yesterday, I think. And I don't know how much I've read yet. It's like the first 2 chapters maybe. I would say it's definitely something. It's definitely a book. She's trying to write very eloquently with a lot of big words and a lot of like, I don't even know how to explain it. The writing style is not for me. I don't remember how it was in These Violent Delights, what I complained about. It's been too long, I'm sorry. And also what I've noticed, there's a lot of descriptions going on. A lot of them. Because it's taking place in a supposedly very cool city, but I'll tell you in a second because I do have to find out what the link is to this fucking course. I put some stickers in my Kindle case. So we have Zuko and Nishinoya. I bought these off Etsy. They're like from a small artist. 2 different ones. I don't know. During COVID, you know, that was a different time. One of Ace and Luffy in the middle. It's a little crooked, but you know, it's a thought that counts. My favorite one is the one on the bottom that says kindness. Ja? Ja, ich hab Japanisch. Hi.
Hi, jetzt du bist reingekommen, gell?
Ja.
Fabian-san. Sophie-san.
Vani.
Vani, Wagner.
Now that Japanese is finished, let's open this! I bought a softbox with my YouTube money and that didn't work, so I sent it back. And I still haven't gotten the money back. But I saw this on sale at a, well, a store. And I was like, okay, I paid 10 euros for this. I'm gonna try. Ring lights are expensive for some reason. I'm not sure why they aren't made cheaply. Go ahead. I'm broke. Here's what I use right now. This doesn't even have a stand. I always just have to kind of put it like this. And you can adjust the height. How cool is that? I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Now the light. So you're supposed to put your phone inside, which I have a camera, okay? I obviously can't do that. Okay. 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 I don't want to break it. I feel like this is not very secure. Oh. Ah. OMG. OMG! This is taller than me. Honestly, for 10 euros, this is a sleigh. I mean, I haven't turned it on yet, but so far, so good. Should we turn it on? Oh, you can see my pores then. Oh, it's not plugged in. I was like, why is nothing happening? Oh. Which one's better? This one, right? Which one's better? This one? Golden Hour? Or this one? This is more medical, right? But this is what people use, no? This is a little softer. This is more white. Does this look different than my... Wait, I have a different light on. I have to turn that off. Like this. I don't know. Maybe let's do the OG setup with the other one and then compare, you know what I mean? So we can really see the difference. This is double, okay? And now we're gonna do the small one. Can you see the difference? Ah! Wait, now we're gonna do the big one. I don't know if you can see a difference. be honest. But does it look better is the question, you know what I mean? I'll have to see on the PC. I have to see full screen because I'm too small on the screen. I can't tell. It's more light. But is that better? Yeah, right? Like, we want that. You want to see me. I mean, not now. I look a mess. Okay, now that we have the light ready. Where am I gonna store this? People are gonna come over and be like, oh, why do you have that? It's just like, do people genuinely buy these? Because it's called a selfie ring light, right? That's what it said. It was selfie ring. Do people buy this just to take selfies? Just to prop up their phone and take a really nice pictures of themselves? Because I wish I had that confidence. Let's try it one more time, the difference. I mean, it takes some time for the camera to adjust, obviously, but... That being said, I think it's time for me to film my first podcast episode. My 12th podcast episode with my ring light for the first time. That's the order. I don't know if I should go to the gym first. I think I might do that and wash my hair and then just film tonight because now I don't have to worry anymore about the light. I can just film whenever because I have a bright light. I still have some research to do for my podcast episode. It's going to be about authors and no, it's not, well, yeah, but the publishing industry and how that works, because I think that's a good topic, and also because authors are publishing 2 books in the same series in 1 year, which I think is crazy. I've been wanting to talk about this and I think it's a good topic. Do you think it's a good topic? Go watch the episode, it's gonna be out by now. It's gonna be the video before this one. I'll link it. And then, depending on how much time I have, I'll read some more tonight. I don't even know if I finished talking about it earlier. I know this is a reading vlog, but you know, you're seeing everything that's going on. There was a really weird quote in the book. Let me see if I can find it. I was a little confused. Again, I don't know the original Shakespeare play, so I can't judge it on its similarities, which maybe is a good thing actually. Oh yeah, the premise of the book is that there's like a Hunger Games from Wish going on, and I don't think in general, that's what I'm trying to say. I just can't speak. I'm just in my Japanese mindset right now. Sorry. There's a Hunger Games-esque game going on, but people can apply freely to it, and I in general don't like anything that tries to or is inspired by the Hunger Games. The only thing that I liked was, and I've read that a while ago, so I don't know if that opinion still stands, it was Red Rising. And in the first Red Rising book there is a Hunger Games in space, and that's also how it was pitched. But then the rest of the series doesn't, well, there's also a revolution, so maybe it does have something to do with the Hunger Games. But it was like way more brutal, and I remember liking it. I thought it was well done when I read it at the time, but I haven't read it in a long time. But other than that, I read The Serpent and The Wings of Night, the fucking long ass title, which I can never remember, and I didn't like that. That was also a Hunger Games knockoff kind of thing. Didn't enjoy that at all. Thought it was really bad. It was with vampires. So the point I'm trying to make is, in general, I don't like Hunger Games reboots in books because they're never well done. And that's all I know about this book so far, and that there's a princess who's now an assassin and hiding somewhere, but she's going to participate in the games, and they can jump in between bodies of people, and it's like a rare gift, but everyone can do it probably. That's gonna be talked about in this book. And then there's this one dude, and he shifts into the body of a security dude. And as far as I'm concerned, that man is just really buff and muscly. And the line goes, August lifts an eyebrow, it is hard to do in this body. And I sat back and I was like, it's hard to do in this body? The only reason I can imagine it's hard to lift an eyebrow is because you got fucking Botox. Did this bodybuilder security guard get Botox, or why is it hard to lift your fucking eyebrow? I love that I have this ring on it. I can just fling this thing around like a... So that line is my favorite so far. Let's see how many more weird lines we're gonna get. But also let's film a podcast episode, and also let's go to the gym and hope my car doesn't break down on the way there. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here for a little while longer. I should look at myself in the mirror with this light. I shouldn't. Book Hater episode 12. Why is it going so slow? Okay, there we go. 11% uploaded. So I'm gonna tell you how much I've read. So I'm 8% done. I'm on chapter 3. So fun. Nothing is happening and there's like 50 characters. I'm gonna read for 30 minutes and then I'm gonna run to the store because I have to go to the post office. I'm gonna run to the post office. I'm gonna run outside. It's been raining all day, but I think that means I can finally wear boots. I've been waiting for the moment I can get the boots out. So far, I'm on chapter 3, and I know 1, 2, 3, 4 main characters. What do you think about that, Archie? He also doesn't like it. I just don't understand why we know so many characters. When I read The Hunger Games, I'm not sure. We only knew Katniss. We only had Katniss' perspective. Why am I reading 4 different people's perspectives on chapter 3? Gosh. You know this is gonna be a really fun review because I already can't remember the main characters' names whenever I read a book. When there's just one main character, now there's like multiple. Great. Another name? Old men in tank tops? Ew. Ugh. Why? She is just talking about these fucking cities the whole fucking time. I don't care. I don't care about your fucking cities. And I feel like she keeps saying the same things over and over again. I'm not learning anything. I have no vision in my head right now. Ugh, I'm so not interested in anything that I'm reading right now. I feel like in Violent Delights, there was also, the main character also had like 2 female friends. And they were like some unnecessary side characters that I just did not give a fuck about, and it's the same thing here, so I can identify a pattern. Why do we hate the king? Ugh, I wish I knew, but you know, she doesn't explain. She explains to me how the fucking streets wind and how the people are poor and, you know, stink, but she doesn't tell me the crucial things. I don't need to know them. Oh, money. What's up? Everybody, what's going on? New location unlocked? Well, we can't tell, but it's true. I'm at my boyfriend's house. Well, apartment. 1-room apartment. House? Well, we downgraded really quick. It's a student apartment, and he's not here. He's busy. I just got here, he handed me the keys, and he said, I'm off. I wanted to come here earlier, but it was a how do you say? Torture to make it to this fucking place. Per train and everything. Nothing was working. And then I get into my first train. And you know who's sitting next to me? Guess. If you guessed my high school history teacher of 3 years, you were correct. You were correct. I haven't seen that man since I graduated 3 years ago? Oh my god. I'm very sure, very confident that that man didn't even know my name while he was still teaching me. So I didn't say hi. Because I was like, I don't think he's gonna know. My boyfriend said say hi. He also had him in high school. While I was on my silly little journey to come here with all of the trains that I took, I did some reading. Some silly reading also. So let me tell you about what I've been reading. I don't know how much percentage I've read. I think it is around 15, maybe a little more. I'm just not a fan of Chloe Gong's writing. Peace and love. Peace and love. It's trying so hard. It's trying so hard. And that's why I feel so bad, because I genuinely believe that she believes that she's published a great work. I mean, obviously everyone thinks it about their own book, but I genuinely believe that she thinks that she's done something revolutionary, and I can't even pinpoint it. Just the way she's writing, with the metaphors she's trying to make, and the description she's trying to give me of the city and everyone and everything around the people in the book. It's just not working for me. It just feels very pretentious. That being said, I feel very confident saying that about this book because other people agree with me on Goodreads. He gave me permission to cook something for myself out of his fridge, whatever I wanted, so let's see. Okay, this is a student fridge. What do we have? Senf? Curry ketchup? Last time I came here, I brought fried noodles. Like that you had to fry yourself, but they were prepared already. You just had to fry them. And I was going to make them, but it seems like he's made them already. It seems like it appears to be the case. I'm so hungry. I don't want to make like an extravagant meal right now. I just want to fucking eat. It makes it possible for me to cosplay being a student that lives on their own, in their own apartment. I'm gonna make food. I'm hungry. Love you. Mwah. I'm back home. My lecture was supposed to be online today, and I just, out of just a instinct, like a feeling, I checked my emails, and I do not have a lecture today. So what better time to read than now? I'm 31% into the book, and I feel like nothing has happened so far. So let's see if that's gonna change. My camera shows me whatever it's filming, it says in the top. And just know it said portrait, but you know what it said before that? Toddler. Do I look like a child? Yeah, okay. Now I'm 33% done and I don't want to read anymore. My goal is to read 50% right now. I just feel like I'm skipping over everything except the dialogue because, quite frankly, and I've said this I think before in this video, she talks a lot about the city and the world and about the history of the city and everything, and I just don't give a fuck. Like, nothing is happening, you're just explaining to me how the fucking city looks. I don't care. Ah, she keeps explaining things I don't care about. I don't care what this fucking big-ass Wall Street looking ass looks like, bitch. Why the fuck would anyone tell her that people care about this? Peace and love, it's like, did your editor not tell you to relax? Like, I'm sure she has this huge grand plan in her head of how the city looks and how the country looks, but you are doing too much. You are doing too much. We're on book number 1 out of I don't know how many, and why am I learning about all of this? I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed because it just doesn't stop. You think like the first 30% is already too much to keep having it in every fucking chapter, and still she finds new things to explain to me. Every single fucking chapter there's something new that I learn, and I don't even remember anything. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, everybody. How are you doing? How's your day been? For me, not that good. I don't have a car at the moment. It was a joke at first. It wasn't, like, my car wasn't working, but it was more of a joke at first, and now I genuinely am not allowed to drive. I can't drive my car. Thankfully, both my parents are currently off work and during the same weekend, so they can drive me everywhere. But I'm truly like noticing how much I need my car because I keep having to ask them, can you drive me there? Can you drive? And you know, I feel so, and it's so silly because it's my parents, you know, I live with them. Bitch. But I feel so juvenile having to ask them, can you drive me there? Can you drive me there? But I won't be able to get my car back this week, definitely. Next week, I don't know. So what I was doing all day, my mom, for example, she had to drive me to work this morning, and I wanted to call in sick, and I was talking to my parents, and you know how parents are, I talked to them, I was like, okay, my car's not working, maybe I should just call in sick. In unison, they said no. I was like, okay, sorry. Because I wouldn't be able to get there if they weren't off work this week, but my mom got up with me at 5 AM and drove me to work, and she picked me back up too. Love her. Love my mom, love my dad too, but he didn't drive me, so. So I got home from work and I decided to read Immortal Longings. And then I fell asleep, because as I said, I got out at 5 AM. I did have 2 energy drinks, but I feel like whatever. It just doesn't do much for me, for some reason. Which is why I got, of course, my needle tea. In my favorite cup. My mom, I think I've mentioned this before, my mom got this for me for Christmas. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. But I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I kept reading. And I just want to tell everyone, and I don't know if this is like a known thing or not, because I didn't know about this, but if you don't have a Kindle, you can just get the Kindle app on your phone. And you can also get Kindle Unlimited on that app on your phone. You don't need to own a Kindle. And if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, you can still download the app and read books on there. Like, as like contrary to the book app that you have on your phone from like Apple Books or Android. I don't know what kind of variations there are. And so I downloaded that, and my whole life changed because it's connected to your Amazon account. And the books that you do have on Kindle, if you do have a physical version of a Kindle, they are linked with your phone. And everything changed, guys. I am 90% done with the book. I I stopped reading. I think last night I updated you guys. I was like, oh, I'm 30% done. I want to read to 50%. I didn't. I read until 41 and now I'm at 91. So I really want to get the videos out for you guys. That's why I was like committed to reading today. I could have done many different things, but alas. I think that's a great advice for you guys in case you want to do that. So no, I'm actually 90% done. Sorry, 92. What the fuck am I saying? How many percent am I done? Well, mentally I'm completely done with this book. I've posted several updates on Goodreads, of course, and I hope some of you guys noticed how fast I was updating, that I'm like pretty much done with it. And I'm gonna read it now. I'm gonna finish it now. But I've just been so in the flow of reading that I was like, I'm not gonna set the camera up. I'm just gonna fucking read. But for the sake of the lighting, I'm gonna read on my Kindle now. Let's see if it's synced up with the page I'm on. But a bitch is not on 42%. Let me tell you that. So it's not correct. So what has happened in the last 60%? Sorry. It's very interesting because it's very bad, and I was reminiscing about this. Chloe Gong is 24. I think we've established that already. She has it on her TikTok. And she published her first book when she was 21. It was These Violent Delights. And at this point, she's written several novellas. I don't know how many. And Immortal Longings is her fifth. Her fifth full-length fucking novel by the age of 24. And also, she's published 2 books this year. She's published from the Foul Lady fucking bitch. I don't fucking know what the title is. And you know what? I found out that that is like a spin-off of the Violent Delights. These Violent Delights, like a character in that I didn't fucking care about. The duology or trilogy, I think it's a duology that came with the foul whatever bitch. That's her book, like a spin-off. And it's part of a secret Shanghai series or something like that. I didn't know that, and I was constantly bashing the covers because I think they're fugly, especially for Foul Lady Fortune, Foul Huntsman. Very odd titles. I thought they were so unbelievably ugly. Sorry. And it's because they're in the same series as These Violent Delights. Because the Immortal Longings book, the cover is so much different than the other 4 books, and that's because it's a different fucking series, you know? I didn't know that. I think that's very ambitious. I think it's actually devastatingly ambitious because it's, for lack of a better word, shit. Honestly, publishing 5 books by the age of 24 is impressive, okay? I'm not gonna deny that. Like, I'm 22, haven't even graduated college, living in my parents' house, don't have a car. To each their own pace, okay? But I fear that her work is just declining, and I feel like she should just slow down, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know what the rush is. I think maybe she signed a very ambitious contract with a publisher or something, but I think that so many people love These Violent Delights, not me included. I hated it, obviously. I already said in that review that I thought that the idea of the book was good. I just thought the execution was poor. And I think that the criticism that I gave in that book is maybe even to a point understandable because it's a debut novel. But I still have the same and even more complaints now, and it's her 5th fucking book. She has made 0 growth in those 3 years of publishing, and that's why I think she should chill. Enough about Chloe though. She seems very sweet. She does hang out with our best friend Alex though. Miss Esther. Mrs. Lightlark. The sun is a yoky thing. And we can tell. The book is shit. And I truly mean that. At the 50% mark, I sat down and I kind of accumulated all of my thoughts that I had, and I'm just gonna tell them to you now. How about that? Because quite frankly, I think 2 or 3 cleared up by now at the 90% mark, but for the most part, they still stand, and since there's only 8% left of the book, I don't think much is gonna change. And we're gonna read the last few pages together because I don't really know where it's going. I know that this is supposed, I've mentioned that this is supposed to be a Cleopatra and Anthony retelling from Shakespeare, or like a loosely based on it. I think that Chloe Gong should just stay away from Shakespeare. Leave him alone. Leave him be. He's been through enough. I think that's gonna be my final review of the book. That she just should leave him alone. Reading on my phone, I'm just so much faster because I can just stay cuddled in my bed, and when I'm taking notes, I don't have to put the Kindle down and pick up my phone. I can just keep reading. Like, I just switch between apps, so I think it's great. Why didn't you guys tell me about this earlier? No one told me about this. I just found out on TikTok. So, we have the main character. We have 3 main characters. We have Kala, we have Anton, and we have August, which, of course, is very interesting. Of course, she's trying to base them on the characters from Shakespeare, but having 2 main characters that both start with A and are barely distinguishable between the 2 of them, like, it's a very weird choice, and it's not one that your editors usually want you to do. Anyway. I don't know how much I told you guys about the characters. Kala is the crown princess, and Anton and August is the crown prince, but Kala killed her whole family, and then she was exiled, or people said she was dead, but she wasn't, she was just hiding. And then August is still in the castle, and he wants to become king, so he wants to kill the king. And so he tells Kala, join the magical Hunger Games, and I'll make you win, and then you can kill the king, and I'll pardon you when I'm king. And she's like, okay, whatever, I'm not busy or anything. And Anton, he's just kind of there. He used to be like a noble dude, and he was exiled, and now he is just kind of hanging around, and I don't really know what he's doing. I don't really know what's going on with him. I don't really like him that much. There's body jumping in this world, and that means that you can literally just jump, like your soul, your chi can jump into a different body, and you can overtake it and use it for your own. And it's a very odd concept that I don't think Mrs. Gong executed very well, because there's no consent in this. People just kind of accept their faith, and I just feel like that would not be the case. Sorry, I just feel like that's kind of unrealistic. I also saw her advertise the characters as morally gray, but we always know what they want, because we have 3 perspectives, so I don't know how they can be gray when we know. We knew. She also tells us that everyone in the city is poor, but we don't really know why. Because there's many people. Why are they poor? Go work. I just feel like her description of people being poor has always something to do with them being skinny and hungry, but there's so much more that comes with you being truly poor, with your mental health and everything, your mindset, and she doesn't explore that. Whenever she talks about the poor bitches, she just tells us that they're skinny and they don't have food. And then I think it's very interesting that she gives us 3 main characters that are all from nobility in a book about poor bitches. Of course, we have a plot twist. I still haven't decided with these vlogs how much I want to tell you guys about the endings of books. Well, I'm gonna read the end of the book, so whatever. Spoilers. Kala is not actually Kala. She is a poor bitch that body jumped into Kala's, the princess's body, when she was 8, when she was a child. And this is very uncommon. Usually child jumping is supposed to be very hard. There's no reason for this given to us, why it's hard, but it was one child into another child's body. So no one suspected anything, and she just kind of adopted her new persona, but she's not truly herself. And now you're gonna say, okay, so then it makes sense that she kills everybody, that's a good reason, and it also makes sense that she wants to kill the king, because everyone's poor and she's a poor bitch. She was originally a poor bitch. But the thing is, she switched bodies when she was 8, and how much do you remember from the time before you were 8? Peace and love. I have a really bad memory, so I don't remember much anyway, but she also explicitly mentions in the book that she does not really or at all remember the life she had before she was in the princess's body. So essentially you could say she identifies, I mean, she kind of struggles with that now, whatever, but she says she doesn't remember it. So why is she still so passionate about the poor bitches? You don't remember! Of course, the exposition doesn't stop. We're 90% in. She's just still giving the exposition about the fucking history of the fucking world that I don't care about. She just doesn't write it very naturally, I think. She gives us paragraphs and paragraphs of history lessons instead of having characters talk about it or introducing it throughout the story naturally and gradually. It's very futuristic too. And I'm not sure how futuristic she wants it to be, because she keeps saying things like, we have this and we have this and this is great. They have cell phones, but they need pictures to be developed, and also they have security cameras everywhere. And then a character mentions, oh, but we're still at the very start with technology, like it's not that good. And it's just a very confusing line, and I just don't know why, because they're all fighting. It's like a dystopian world, okay? Semi-dystopian. And everyone's fighting with, like, swords. Do guns not exist? I'm gonna look that up when I do the review. Like, in the book, I'm gonna search the word gun. Because I don't remember if they ever mention anything about guns. But it's like, truly, when I think of dystopians, I don't understand why they're not fighting with fucking guns. Why are we using swords? Whip out the fucking Glock. Also, the two characters, Anton and Kala, they start fucking at one point, okay? They fall in love very randomly. They don't have any chemistry. No one has any chemistry with anyone in this fucking book. And then they kind of fall in love because apparently Antonius and Cleopatra were obsessed with one another. And that's kind of how their story goes. That they were so obsessed with one another that it brought them to ruin, and they committed suicide, which, peace and love. They're not gonna commit suicide in this book. They're not, she's not gonna come through with that. No one's gonna die. That being said, it goes very fast from I hate him, I don't trust him, to he's kinda hot. Even though Anton is always in a different body. He constantly switches bodies, he's never in his own, and they then proceed to have sex when he's not in his own body because he doesn't have access to it. It's being kept in a fucking cell in the palace. And she just kind of brushes it off. She's like, yeah, whatever. People do this all the time. They have sex in different bodies. And it's like, so we don't want to talk about the consent issue? We don't want to make the... I feel like it should be a focus of your book if that is such a prevalent thing. Because she said, oh, not everybody can jump. It's actually kind of rare and then everyone can do it. I'm confused. Anyway, Anton always makes sure to just use her full fucking legal name in public, which is really confusing to me, because the cameras, they can't pick up sound, which is something that I wrote down. I was like, can they not? And then later it gets mentioned, oh no, they can't, because they keep talking about their plans openly. He keeps calling her princess, he keeps calling her Kala, he does have a nickname for her, which is her number in the games, but he uses Kala and then her last name, which I can't fucking remember, all the fucking time. It's like, no one's listening to this? Can no one hear this? She's the princess that everyone thinks is dead. I don't know, people just don't care. The games that are supposedly like the main focus of the story, they take a background, how do you say, they take a backseat, I would say. They're not in the focus at all. At all. The fight scenes that you do get, they are very, very short. And for a story that's supposed to be so focused on the fucking battle, the games are, the whole concept is just ass. I don't know if you even care, like, I'm just ranting about all of these points, but you want me to finish this, right? So the last thing I want to say before we start reading is this does not feel like an adult novel. Just because you use a little bit of swearing, you use a little bit of head chopping, and a little bit of sex. She doesn't even say the word cock. That doesn't make your novel an adult novel. And so I think she just... Miss Chloe Gongi, you should just stick with young adult, because quite frankly, you know, who am I to say, but they're like 22, 23, you could have made them fucking 17 and nothing would have been different. And that's when I know that an adult novel is not a good adult novel and that you should have not written adult. They have sex, guys, and the sex scene is so it's explicit. She says, fuck me. But that's the whole extent we get. He's thrusting, that's what we get. You don't get any even, like, private part words. And it's like, why did you include it at all then? Did you feel pressured to include an explicit sex scene in your book because you're writing new adult? Did you want to write it? It doesn't feel like it. It feels like she does not want to commit to writing new adult. It feels like she doesn't really know. She just wanted them to say fuck. And that's why she wrote a new adult book, and she made them 23. Let's continue reading. What happened last, and honestly, like, nothing else matters, is that Anton and Kala have to fight each other as the last two remaining players because everyone else is dead or disqualified. Which is also interesting because you can literally just get disqualified from the Hunger Games, the Chloe Gong games, if you... you have a wristband and you take the chip out of your wristband, or you don't enter your identity number every 24 hours. And so she begs Anton, she's like, please just forget it, lose your chip, take it out, don't type in your identity, like, please just, I don't want to kill you, just leave the games. But he really needs money so he can, like, revive a bitch in the hospital. I don't really know. I think she's gonna wake up. There's like this ominous weird character in the hospital that we don't want to wake up. She's definitely gonna wake up, girl. Not sure why. He refuses, and now they are facing each other after manipulation from August, who is the crown prince who wants to become king. He is manipulated into games, so they fight each other because he hates Anton, and he kind of said, whatever, I don't care what you want to do, I don't care, you fucked. You're gonna kill him. And now they have to kill each other because he didn't want to pull the chip out of his fucking wristband, which is such a dumbass feature. She could have just fucking stolen the wristband. He was sleeping next to you in the bed. Take it off! Take it out! I'm not sure why she didn't do that. She doesn't even think about it, just taking it. She just asked him, can you do it? And he says no. So I guess, but no means no, you know, we respect that actually. Also, Carla wants to kill the king because August is supposed to become king, and she believes, again, she killed her whole family, which wasn't her real family because, you know, she is not actually Carla, but whatever, we don't care, she is Carla. She killed them because she hates the monarchy and she hates the king, and everyone is dying and starving because of the king. And so once she kills the king and there's a new king, it's gonna be better, because the problem is, of course, not the monarchy itself and the way the system is run, it's just the king. Everything's gonna be different. Everything's gonna be different if the king, you know him and he's your friend. She was 5 years in hiding before the games, biding her time, and her plan that she came up with is, like, to help everyone is, I'm just gonna kill the king and install a new one. Huh? I'm just skipping the fucking exposition. I'm just reading the dialogue, by the way. I'm really so over this. I'm so bored by this fucking book. It's insane. If I hadn't gotten the Kindle up today, peace and love, I would have not finished this, I think. Oh, she just stabbed him. Okay. That was such a fast fight. This was like a 2-page fight. She killed him. Alas, do you think he's dead? Let's take a bet. This is happening so quick. What the fuck is going on? She just killed the king. Within 2 pages? We've been building up to this moment. The entire fucking book. Okay, and now the girl in the hospital has woken up. What is going on? They call her King Killer? Wow, that's so creative, guys. Love that for you. What? Oh my god! I fucking hate... Ah! Instead of August... Sorry, I didn't realize. Instead of August, the dude she made her cousin, her not cousin because it's not Carla, but whatever. Anton is the king. Anton is the king. Let's find out how that happened. I thought he was dead. Acknowledgements! Okay, then let's not find out. I don't care that much, actually. I mean, I think that August was standing nearby when Anton died, so why wouldn't he be able to jump into his body when he's already been declared the best body jumper? What she says in the acknowledgements, I'm curious. I never read them, but maybe I should start to find out some things. Immortal Longings is my first adult book, and it's also the first book I wrote as an adult, in my eyes at least, because growing up is complicated and the line is somewhere ambiguously around turning 21 or graduating college, or, I don't know, starting to talk about taxes for fun. That's a very long sentence, and girl, leave it. You know, keep it with the YA for a little longer, because quite frankly, flop. Who the fuck in America is called Uwe? Okay, thank you to my editor, Amara Hoshijo, particularly for your incredible ability to read an incoherent sentence I've put down and somehow to understand what I'm saying to help me fix it. Okay, she just says family and friends. No Alex Astor, author of Lightlark and soon to come sequel. She didn't pluck her friend? Thank you to BookTokers. Thank you to Halsey for writing I'm not a woman, I'm a god. Okay. Okay, I'm finished and I'm really happy that it's over. In celebrations, we can add a new sticker to the back. You see, this is kind of wonky. So she did say in the back in her acknowledgements that it was it was meant to be a trilogy. It is meant to be a trilogy, peace and love. Hoping for the best or the worst. Maybe let's look on Goodreads if, wait, that's amazing. You can't see his face. Let's look on Goodreads if she has announced when the next book's coming out. And also update everyone that I finished! When did I update that I was 80% done? Let's see how long it took me. 52 minutes. Well, okay, girl. Cool. calm down. Published 2024, of course, Chloe. Oh my god, it has a bunch of 1-star reviews already. That's mean, guys. We don't do that. Why did people rate it 1 star already? That's weird, guys. Don't do that. Not if it's not out yet and you haven't heard anything controversial about it, at least. This was my second chance to Chloe Gong, and I had been debating about giving her a second chance anyway because I want to read in December. I want to read a bunch of sequels maybe. Sorry, I didn't finish my thought there. What I was saying was I was thinking about doing a little thing in December where I read sequels to books that I've already reviewed on my channel, because December is the month of forgiveness. And it's Christmas time. Not really sure what else that means. And I wanted to give authors a second chance, or maybe in the case of Colleen Hoover, even a third chance with Verity. And that's what I've been thinking about, and so, again, consider becoming a member. Then you can vote on those reads in December if you want. It'll be fun. I even considered for a very split second if I should do a vlog, no, how do you say, how do people say with, not, how do people say? A lot of people daily vlog in September. In September, why do I keep saying September? What is it with me in September? I don't really know. In December, because, and if you don't notice, here's a little inside news, but I think a lot of people have talked about this already. You get more money in December, most of the time, because it's Christmas time and advertisers are putting all of their ads on videos and are fighting to put ads on videos, and so you get more monetization money during December, and also a lot of sponsorships for people who do get sponsorships. I don't, but that's fine. I'm fine. For a very small second I was considering it, doing vlogs, but I just don't do anything that would be worth filming it, especially every single day. Then, like, what? I'm not doing anything. I'm at home crying, doing stuff for uni, and reading. You guys want to see that every day? But that's all I have to say about that, and also about the book. I don't really want to drag it on any longer. I already pretty much edited all of the video and I saw it was very long, and I'm sorry. The review is coming either at the end of this week or the beginning of next week, and then, as I said, I'm already starting on Icebreaker. I'm already in that. I don't really know how many pages that book has. Let me take a little silly look. I don't think it's gonna be that long of a read for me, only if I find it boring, but if it's a funny bad book, then I'm gonna be fine, I think. It's 435 pages. Why is it so many pages? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll maybe become a member. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment. What else do they say? Turn on the bell. Ding dong. Maybe I'll see you in my next one. Peace and love. Stay happy, stay healthy. Goodbye.